What were your first thoughts, your first impression when you heard that your team was getting moved to Salt Lake City, Utah?
Yeah, we were just kind of like in shock because we didn't think we were going to move.
Mm-hmm.
We continuously been told like, hey, like we're staying in Arizona. And then to learn that we're moving, we're kind of like, oh, like, holy crap.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? It's your new episode of the No Bullshit, Just BullFit podcast. Oh, we've got a great one for you. We've got Liam O'Brien, Big Tuna, the biggest, baddest NHL player to hit Salt Lake since ever. And we're so excited to have you on. What's up, bro?
Not much. Just excited to be here with you guys. And it's great to meet you guys.
We were pumped to have you. The entire state is excited to have you guys here.
Yeah, I loved all the energy you brought to the launch party that we had at the Delta Center. That was sick, dude.
What was that big?
Everybody was just like, oh, nice to meet you and everything. And then you're like, give me the mic. You're like, what's up, Utah?
Yeah, so, I mean, none of that was planned. It was kind of one of those things. I could tell the guys were kind of looking at me as it was kind of working its way to me. And there's kind of some expectations there, I guess, from the guys. So, yeah, I got a hold of the mic and tried to give my best WWE impression.
Legit.
So where did the nickname Big Tuna come from?
Oh, yeah.
So now it's Spicy Tuna, actually.
Okay.
It was originally Tuna, and then it was one of my teammates when I was in Hershey playing in the minors. He came up with it,
Okay.
and everybody loved it, and it just kind of took off.
So you started playing hockey at an early age in Nova Scotia or Halifax,
Yep.
Canada. What got you into playing hockey in the first place?
Yeah, so my dad grew up playing hockey. He played like university hockey, and then Canada is just kind of like the mecca of hockey, right?
I didn't know this.
And you know, at 3 years old, I was thrown on skates, and I remember I started at like this rink just right around the corner from my house, and it was like just a skating thing, and he didn't have a stick or puck or anything like that, and I didn't want to go out there because I was so used to being on the street, like playing either with my grandmother or with my parents, like street hockey. And I didn't want to be out there. Like I actually hated it. I'd cry and be like, I don't like this. I don't like this. Then I think as soon as they put a stick in my hand, I was like, okay, like this is, I like this.
Your grandma and grandpa are playing hockey with you. And here in the States, we do boondoggle with our grandparents.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like little keychains. You tie them together, and
It's not
like
quite
a
as
form of
intense as
knitting.
hockey. Let's just put it that
Oh,
way.
It's a form of knitting with your fingers.
Yeah, no, I got pictures of my grandmother. She's like bent
Damn,
over
bro.
on the street with like believe it or not, it was like a field hockey stick at the time because my godmother, she's a really good field hockey player, so she always had like field hockey sticks around the house, and so we would just go in the street with field hockey sticks and like mess around. There's like pictures of my grandmother, and she's like bent over and basically trying to like save the ball from going down the drain because I'd always try to like rip it down the drain. I thought it was funny, costing her money, but that was our thing. Yeah, she's still moving really good right now. I mean, I think she's 87, or she might even be 87. Yeah, 87. I think she's still moving. Like she's both of them. I still got both my grandmothers, which is really awesome. I've got really good relationships with both of them as well. So they both were big parts of my upbringing and also my hockey career. They were driving me to the rink.
You think your grandma's going to show your daughter what's up with hockey?
I don't know. I think she's out of her prime. She's out of her prime.
Against the wall.
Yeah, but I think my mom will be able to. My mom, my dad. So she'll have grandpa and grandma. They'll be able to play and fool around and stuff.
That's awesome. So started hockey at a young age.
Yeah.
Did you play all the way through like junior high school, and into college?
Yeah, so how it works in Canada, it's a little bit different. So you play, like high school hockey isn't not so much. It depends what area of Canada you're from, but high school hockey isn't like the highest level of hockey, like kind of like it would be in the States with, football or basketball, stuff like that. So in Canada, there's a junior league, it's basically semi-professional. I was playing in front of crowds of anywhere from probably 5,000 to 10,000 people at the age of, you get drafted into that league when you're 15 years old.
Dang.
And so I started playing that league when I was 16. I played in that league 16, 17, 18, and 19. And then I turned pro when I turned 20. So that's kind of how it works. There's also the college route where in the U.S. you've got there's a lot of really good American players, obviously, and they'll go to college, and even a lot of the best Canadian players will decide, okay, at 15 years old, instead of going and playing junior, they'll say, it's crazy you have to make that decision at 15, but they'll say, I'm going to go to the college route. So they'll come to the U.S., they'll play junior in the U.S. There's a league called the USHL.
Okay.
Or they'll play back in Canada and then kind of like the second level junior league. And from there they'll go play college, and then after that turn pro whenever they're done in college.
Dang.
Yeah.
So in this junior league in Canada, you're still going to high school and still doing all that as well, just the league is separate from the school itself.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like I played junior in the province of Quebec.
Okay.
So the province of Quebec in Canada is it's French. It's very French. It's a French-speaking province.
Okay.
And I speak French, but going to school in French and speaking French are two completely different things, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's a difficult language to write in, and so I would go to school online. So it was when I was 16 years old, I left home. I was already away from home for a couple of years before that, but I left home. I went to a town called Rimouski in Quebec, and I would go to school online. So I would go to like the school in the area, the high school, or they have what's called CEGEP, which is between high school and university. And I would be in a room with the guys from the team, and we would just be doing our school online with the teacher that, helped out with the team.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different. Definitely lots of like sacrifices and things like that, right? Like sacrificing not being able to go to high school with a lot of my best friends from home and things like that. But, I had my goals, and it, helped me get here.
That's awesome.
Dude, sacrifice. So you're in a completely different region. And what is that like to be away from your family? And how do you overcome?
Yeah, and at such a young age too.
Yeah, and he's still doing it. I mean, he's in Utah right now, and he was in Arizona before. So moving around a lot. What do you do to keep sane, I guess?
It's crazy. I think I've been out of the house since I was 14. So I left home when I was 14. So I'm going on 16 years this year of being away from my family.
He's 30.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Josh. And, numbers are hard.
I mean, I think it helped prepare me for
I'm just kidding.
It helped prepare me for obviously this lifestyle of moving around, right? Like even the transition now from living in Arizona to here, and just being able to adapt, and and I think you learn a lot about yourself too. When you're in those uncomfortable situations, at 16 years old when I left and I went and played junior, I'm playing with guys that are 18, 19, 20. I was probably the only 16-year-old on the team that year. And those guys are almost men, and I'm still a kid, right? So, there's so many situations that are uncomfortable. I definitely had, there was some adversity there for me mentally and physically as well. So, it was all just stepping stones, and you just learn a lot about yourself, and especially when you're away from your family, because it's tough.
Were you able to stay in communication with your parents and siblings or your grandparents when you were out playing hockey?
Yeah. So I had really good. I have really still to this day I have really good relationships with everyone in my family. I've got 3 younger siblings that I'm close with, and
Cool.
anytime I get home, I try to spend as much time as possible with them, and my parents as well, and my grandparents. I was really close to my grandparents growing up. They're a big part of not just my hockey career, but also my siblings' hockey careers. Just driving us to the rink because there was 4 of us. So like my parents,
They're outnumbered.
my parents had to hand us off, right?
Yeah.
And so they made so many sacrifices for us, and we're grateful for that. And both my grandfathers have passed away now, but my one grandfather, we had this thing we'd do, and after every game, he'd always watch every game. He'd always write me a poem. So he always write me a poem after every game. They weren't always positive, but yeah, like if I didn't play so good, he'd even he'd throw a couple shots in there at me, but or like if he didn't like the coach's decisions, he'd throw a couple shots at the coaches and stuff. So it was funny. I miss those times. Those poems with him, and he did it. I think he did it all the way up till about around the time he passed away. So.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Really cool.
Did he get to see
things.
you reach your goal of becoming a professional hockey player?
Yeah. So everyone was around for my first NHL game.
Cool.
So they all got to watch that and see me play in the NHL. So
Very cool.
Really cool.
I want to hear some of his digs. Is he like, notice you were a pansy at this time, but you'll get back there. Don't worry about a thing. I don't know. I'm not very good at poems. So.
No, it was like, stuff like, I don't know, like you look like, I don't know, you look slow, or I don't know. It was just little
Move your
jabs.
fat ass.
Like get going. He didn't take it. He took it far sometimes. I'd say it's more with the coaches than it was with me. But
that's cool.
yeah. Most of it was positive.
Well, now you're starting with your own family. You've got a baby girl, and you were recently married too, I believe, or.
Yeah. So 2 years, just over 2 years now, married, and then we've got a 3-month-old little girl named Leilani. She's the most beautiful little thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, adorable.
Yeah, so it's been a blast. Man. I know you've got 2 girls, right? Like it's being a girl dad is they melt your heart for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm whooped 100%.
Yeah.
I'm always posted as much as possible. Don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, I'm right now. They're overseas. My wife's from Prague, Czech Republic.
Oh, okay.
So she's overseas. They're visiting grandma and grandpa over there, and she's got some cute cousins too that she's hanging out with. So
I bet she loves that.
yeah, she's over
Very
there.
cool.
And, flaunting it, and I'll see her in I think 10 days. They're back. So
Right on.
I'm excited to see her. I haven't seen her in a little bit here, and it's wearing on me.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, are you gonna stop at 1, or are you gonna keep going?
I think we'll keep going. I think we'll have another one, and then I think my wife only wants 2, but you never know. You never know. Things change, and maybe she'll want more, but it's not up to me anyways.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's your practice schedule like here? You're getting ready for the new season. When does the new season start?
So the new season, I think our first game is early October. We'll have 5 to 7 preseason games. I won't play in all of those. It's kind of like a mixed bag of who plays in those games. Usually you try to get maybe 3, 4, sometimes 5 games.
You're practicing
Just
every
kinda
day right now?
Yeah, so right now we're still in our trainings, our off-season training season. So like a typical day for me is I work out. I go into the facility right now, get in there, have breakfast.
They feed you?
Yeah. We got chefs and everything. We're treated really well. We then go work out with our strength guys, put us through the paces, and then after that, throw the gear on, jump out there, jump on the ice. Anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. Sometimes you can stay out even longer and work on some little things, and then after that, we got lunch at the facility, and then most of the time the afternoon is ours to kind of do what you want, but you're usually pretty gassed by that point. So So we do that 4 times a week, and then a lot of guys have their own stuff that they do. You know, for me, I've been doing a lot of Pilates this summer. I find that's helped a lot, just with muscular balance and things like that. And then I also, because I fight on the ice quite a bit.
You what on the ice?
Fight.
Oh, you fight?
Fight, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a big part of it, huh?
Yeah. I do some MMA stuff on the side too. So
Very cool.
try to work all that in, and then I like to golf, so if I can get out and play around every week, you know.
Oh, dude.
That's legit.
You're like well balanced there.
Yeah.
We got Pilates, we got MMA, and
Golf.
then golf.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Okay, do you box too? A little bit?
So, well, yeah, like the MMA stuff, it's usually just striking. We try to emulate kind of what happens on the ice, because being in a hockey fight is very different than being on a street fight. It's almost like have you guys been on rollerblades before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine fighting somebody on
Yeah.
rollerblades.
I can barely stand up on a
We
rollerblade.
should go rollerblading this week.
Fighting someone.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Well, imagine fighting somebody on rollerblades. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah,
kind of
that'd be
what
hard.
it's like. So a lot of it is you're holding on to each other, and a lot of it's balance, protecting yourself too, because
Yeah, you always
Normally
grab.
you're-
They always grab, and then they'll just, the hockey
yeah,
punch thing.
you
but
pull
it's 'cause you're
pull
out
the guy
balance.
in and you throw at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we don't have gloves on our hands either, so we wear helmets, things like that. So when you hit a helmet, it hurts.
So how far do they allow you to go when it comes to a fight? What are the rules? Because we see it and we just see a brawl. Like, are there actual rules that you have to follow, some boundaries you have to stay within, or do they just let it go until they don't?
Yeah, so we have like a code. So the code is if a guy is on the ice, you don't
Uh-huh.
hit him.
Okay.
Some guys break that code sometimes, and
Uh-huh.
it's very frowned upon,
Okay.
because it's dangerous, right? Like if my head is down and I'm on the ice and you punch me, my head goes into the ice. I mean, it's
Yeah.
dangerous, right?
So both
also-
are standing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so also another thing is if the jersey comes over the head,
Uh-huh.
usually the fight will get broken up, because it's
Okay.
also another dangerous spot. Like the guy can't see,
Uh-huh.
and you can just feed the guy. So some guys break that rule too. I mean, there's like little, like, we have a code and there's things that are like frowned upon, but really when you get in the fight, it's like go for it, you know.
The refs
Swing
will
for the fences.
the refs will stop it after a certain amount of time, maybe.
No, like there's times where we'll be in a fight and we'll be going, and the refs will think we're done, and the two guys will just be like, "No, we're still going."
Oh,
and, like,
okay.
Wave them off.
I didn't know. It
So-
kind of looked like the refs would step in, but it was
The refs will
always,
step in if it goes to the ice. They'll step in 100%, because that's when it could get dangerous.
Oh, okay.
And they'll step in if the guys get tired. Because the thing is sometimes you're out there. Let's say sometimes I'm out there for like 30 seconds going, balls to the wall, and all of a sudden somebody gets blown up, and then I got to go fight, and then I'm in this fight, but I'm already gassed, and then I'm even more gassed. So you get tired, right? It's pretty tiring. Yeah. So
30 second.
Yeah. Sometimes
adrenaline dump.
the boys just stop, and then they're like, "Okay, you guys good?" And you both just look at each other like, "Yeah, we're good." Okay. Then you go to the box.
Okay, so you're actually practicing how to fight in your
In your training, like
in the training
sessions.
at the training facility. They have you doing this,
Like within the team?
like at your normal training. They're like, "Hey guys, we're gonna practice fighting now."
No.
It's just
Okay.
on- that's just your own.
That's me on my own.
Yeah.
That's just me, kind of part of my role within the team. Everybody kind of hockey's.
You're the
Like
enforcer.
that.
So if there's a bully, you go and enforce the law on the other team.
I'm there to protect my teammates,
I love it.
right?
Yeah.
I'm also there to play hockey too, though,
Uh-huh.
right? Like you can't. Back in the day, there used to be more of like you just said, like more like enforcers, like guys who were strictly there just to fight. That's kind of been pushed out now. There's not so much of that anymore. Now it's you have to be able to play because not many guys want someone out there that can't play and that is a liability on the ice. So for me, I work on that stuff on the side, just because I know I'm going to be in those situations from time to time. But in the summertime, I'm mostly focused on working on, like, refining my skills on the ice, and becoming a better player, and whether that's working on my skating or my shot or my handles or my plays. So
Is it smart to rip somebody's helmet off before you start punching them?
yeah, 100%.
I think that's what you'd want to do first, right?
100%. Get in, try to get their helmet off. If you can get their helmet off, that's great.
You want to crack a knuckle. Have you ever cracked a knuckle in their helmet?
I've broken my hand in a fight, yeah. I broke my hand 2 seasons ago.
It's hot, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Check out his knuckles, bro.
Yeah, they look like they could-
No, show him your knuckles.
Yeah, that they've done some work.
There's some scar damage
there's some
there
scar
for
tissue on
sure.
there. That's legit.
Bro.
Yeah, and they hurt from time to time because it's not like boxing, and I mean, I don't know about MMA, but like I'm hitting plastic sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Just straight plastic.
Yeah.
So your hands, if you get in a fight and then you're playing, let's say you're playing 2 days later, your hands, like, sometimes are just like you're in pain, like when you get the puck or when you shoot. So
Dang.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, Josh
It's
is
cool, but it's not cool.
Josh is my enforcer at the gym. When a big scary guy comes up to me, I call for Josh, and then he comes over and he takes care of it, and then I can go back to what I'm doing.
Nobody messes with me because I got this giant with me.
You know your role. You know your role.
He does know his role. He keeps me safe at the gym.
What was your favorite fight so far?
Favorite fight? I fought a guy who was early in my career. His name was Derek England.
I remembered his name.
And
remember.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna forget his name. He was a pretty tough dude, and I was in Washington, and so me and him went at it, and we just kind of went toe to toe. It was a good fight, and I was only 20 at the time, so
How old was he?
held my own, and it was a good fight.
How old was he?
Derek England at the time was probably, I would say he was probably 30 or in his 30s, early 30s.
Going against a man. Did you win?
No, but I also
Okay.
didn't lose either. It was a good fight. Good fight.
Is it difficult? So when you're in a fight, your adrenaline is just pumping. Is it hard to get back in the ring, focus, pay attention to what you need to do to execute the plays, going from an intense fight to that?
Yeah, because you get so wound up, and the adrenaline's nuts. Like you finish the fight, then you go into the box and you sit down for 5 minutes. You're in the box for 5 minutes, and you're just like, oh, all right. And like maybe your hands are bleeding, or your face might be bleeding, or maybe you took one, or you're like, oh, okay, all right. And then you look up and you're like, okay, now I got to go play another 20 to 50 minutes, right? So yeah, you just kind of got to like calm yourself down, and then get yourself right back into that mindset of, okay, like now let's go play. Yeah.
Very cool. Have you noticed a difference in training when it's during the season and off season, or is it very similar as far as your personal training, team training?
No, it's very different.
Okay.
The loads are smaller
During season?
During the season, definitely. Okay. We play 82 games a year. Travel. It can be a grind. So a lot of, we have a guy who's head of our sports science, and they track, they have tons of data on us, like from heart rate to, how hard was the practice to how well are we moving, that week or that day, how fast are we moving out there, and they take that data and they use it, and they kind of form practice times and
Interesting.
our workouts, and
Yeah.
they that's how they kind of prepare.
Very interesting.
Yeah, all
That's
of
cool.
our workloads. Yeah, so that's kind of where it's at right now with all the technology we have, and they do a really good job of trying to, keep us performing at that high level.
Yeah. So what does recovery look like after a game?
I think it's different for a lot of guys. For me, it's getting the right food into my body right away.
Uh-huh.
I like to do red light.
Yeah.
Red light's a big one for me.
Now, are you
red
like
light.
isolated red light, or are we talking full body panels?
Full body,
'Kay.
full body panel red light, and then I'll do things like cryotherapy, cold tubs, but that's more from time to time. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But I
won't
think that
go
red
in a
light's
cryo bed.
You won't?
No, I'm scared I won't come out, or it will be like the future or something. Do you guys get that way?
Have you ever gone in one?
No, dude, I'm not gonna do that. What if they leave me in there and I get frozen?
I won't lie. Like, I've been scared a few times. I was going to this place
Not ready for the future.
in Scottsdale, and it was like a fridge. Like, you get in there,
Oh, yeah.
and the thing completely closes. Like, there's the ones where your head's sticking out. Like, this one, not. Like, you're in there, and they play music and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I find that kept me calm. But there's a few times where I'm in there for the 2.5 minutes or whatever it was, and I'm thinking, like, what if they can't get this door open?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in one. Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm too smart for that.
That's funny. What about like supplement regimen, dieting for recovery? Anything specific, or is it just kind of just general across the board?
Yeah, so we have a team nutritionist. He's full time,
Uh huh.
and he does a really good job of getting us what we need at the right times.
Cool.
We have everything available to us.
Uh-huh.
We've got. So you go in the locker room, like, we've got everything, like, from every type of electrolyte to, every type of protein, whether that be beef, whey, plant, like whatever your vibe is, I guess.
Yeah.
Or whatever suits your body best. We also do a lot of tests, so they'll take our blood and look for vitamin deficiencies and
very
things
cool.
like that.
Yeah.
And so they do that. I think they do it almost every 3 months. I think it's every 3 months they'll do that. So it's crazy to see how it changes.
Yeah.
So I've taken advantage of that, and that's kind of what I revolve a lot of my supplementation around. Is the testing that we do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you do that for me every 3 months?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know, right?
I'm an athlete. I should be getting this treatment. Kind of.
So circling back a little bit, was the goal from a young age to go pro, or was it something that just kind of developed as you continued to play, as you got better?
No, I always had it in my mind that
Okay.
I was going to play in the NHL.
Okay.
I knew I'd find a way, and I think that's kind of how I got here. It was just almost just being stubborn.
There you go.
Through it all.
Sometimes you got to be stubborn.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you play any other sports?
Yeah. I played basketball. I played baseball. I rowed. Wasn't very good at that.
What do you rowed? What is row?
Rowing.
Oh, rowing.
Oh, rowing. That's cool.
Yeah. I did that when I was at prep school.
So do you think the other sports that you played helped you in the development with hockey?
Yeah, I think kids at a young age are getting too, maybe, I don't want to say obsessed, but
Almost like specialized in one sport? Or?
getting too specialized in that one sport.
Uh-huh.
I think it's important for them to just play like as many sports as possible.
Yeah.
Play your sport within its season. I think in Canada it's a big problem because hockey, we've got rinks everywhere. So there's kids, and these parents are like, oh, like, my kid needs to get better at this, needs to get better at this. It's like, no, like, your kid needs to just play hockey in the hockey season, and then when hockey season's over, he needs to play soccer, or he needs to play baseball, or he needs to go play lacrosse or football, or maybe not football, because football, you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
You want to stay healthy. But sports that are maybe, aren't as injury prone, I guess. But I think the more of that, whether it's tennis, like the more of that you can do, I think it'll translate and help you in your sport.
Very cool.
I think that athleticism is super important for especially younger kids. And I think when you get to like the professional level, obviously, now it's your profession, and you've probably mastered it. If you're playing at a professional level, then you can kind of go all in and maybe do some of that stuff on the side still. I still like to, play other sports. I find that it's challenging, and I find that when I go and even when I go and play golf, so I shoot left in hockey, and I shoot right in golf.
Interesting.
I golf right.
Okay.
So even when I go golf, I find when I come back from golf and I jump on the ice, it almost unwinds me.
Okay.
Because I'm wound to go one direction all the time. Left. And then once I'm going right, it kind of unwinds me. And then I get on the ice and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I feel good.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I think it's important to do different sports.
Do you ski or snowboard?
No.
Not yet.
To injury?
I need my knees.
Yeah.
It's just too dangerous.
You don't use your knees too much.
So in our contracts, there's clauses. So we're not allowed to do like sports like skateboarding. I don't think skiing, snowboarding, like anything extreme, dirt biking. Like if we get hurt doing something like that, basically I think our contract just gets completely terminated.
Oh, wow.
So you lose every dollar.
How do they know you did it? Did they chip you? How do they know you're on the mountain?
I know, but they'll know
The surgeon will say, I have only seen this injury during skiing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that hill right there.
guys are usually able to, I mean, I'm sure it's happened and guys have gotten away with it, but.
Why risk it?
Yeah.
And I mean, who wants to be hurt? I don't want to be hurt.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
No.
Yeah. I'll sit down at the bottom and drink some hot chocolate.
There you go.
Yeah.
So hey, what was the transition like from going from Arizona to Utah, and what is the fan base difference there? And
no, it was tough leaving the fan base in Arizona because we had fans that kind of hung on through all the crap that we went through there. I don't know if you guys know too much about it, but just a lot of turbulence in the organization the past little bit in Arizona. So they're fighting to try to get a rink there and get everything set up for the fan base. And, obviously the fans, they were not happy that we were leaving, especially the diehard ones. And so, we played that last game and then we were able to say kind of goodbye to the fans. And some of them were really upset. And so that was tough. But, coming here and seeing the fan base that we're going to have here with, seeing how many people wanted season tickets right away and
sold out
so quick, yeah, crazy.
It was 2 hours or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be electric.
Yeah.
You just know it's gonna be electric, and I've heard really good things from the basketball guys about what it's like when they're playing in the Delta Center and how loud it is, and hockey in there. Just all the crashing and banging, it's gonna be electric.
Yeah.
Did you see the potential names that were listed?
Oh, yeah,
that we could call
question.
the hockey team.
What's your favorite name? There we go.
Which one did you like a lot?
So I think I don't know if this is what it is. I think they nailed it down to 3 or 4 of them. It's Mammoth, Outlaw, Yeti. What was the other one? There's one more, I think.
Those are my 3 favorite.
I like
those are my 3. I would say those were my 3 favorite from the list that they had.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think with our colors and everything, I think Yetis would be cool, man.
Yes.
I'm all about the Yetis.
I just think they could do so much with that, with a Yeti and creating the look of the jersey and I'm anxious to find out and see what it's going to be.
We're gonna send this to Ryan Smith. So I'm rooting for Yeti too.
I think Yeti's probably the front runner.
Cool.
And
Mammoth is cool too.
Mammoth's cool.
But that'd be second for sure.
the thing with Mammoth is there's already a lacrosse team named Mammoth.
Oh, interesting.
I believe it's in Colorado. Colorado Mammoth professional lacrosse team.
Sounds about right.
And the Utah Yetis just
Dude,
sounds
Utah
so awesome.
Yetis
Yeah,
is
break.
just.
It's gonna be awesome.
No doubt. Yetis are
Yeah.
just massive.
How do we?
I
what do we
like
know?
Outlaws a lot too. Like I like.
Outlaws
I
is
would
cool.
say for me it was Yeti, Outlaw, Mammoth.
Cool. And I know I asked you this before the show, but what were your first thoughts, your first impression when you heard that your team was getting moved to Salt Lake City, Utah?
Yeah, we were just kind of like in shock because we didn't think we were gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
We continuously been told like, hey, like we're staying in Arizona, and then to learn that we're moving before the season was ended, we're still like playing games and stuff. We're kind of like, oh, like holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know what to expect because a lot of us hadn't even been here before.
Mm-hmm.
But then, once we met Ryan and had that conversation with him for the first time, and then we came here and got off the plane, and there's, the whole minor hockey association was there waiting for us.
Uh-huh.
And then you get to the Delta Center, and that place is jam-packed, and people are going nuts. We're like, wow, okay, this is going to be awesome. So we're super thrilled to be here. People have been so nice to us, welcoming. Everything's been top notch. So it's only going to get better from here too. So we're really excited.
We are a fanatical fan base.
Yeah.
We are the ones that brought cowbells to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
In the basketball, and that when it was Chicago Bulls and the Jazz playing against each other. So yeah, you're gonna have a ton of support here. I imagine we could give Arizona a run for their money.
Oh, we're going to blow Arizona out of the water. It's not even going to be a competition. We've got a pretty killer fan base here, and we were very excited to have you guys.
Yeah.
No, I could tell just from the Delta Center just how loud it was.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
Welcoming us, and it was it's loud in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for hockey to be in there. I can't wait to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a blast.
Oh, what's that like, man? Hear that crowd of thousands and thousands of people just cheering for you.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing in the world. Like it's something that I'll be at home and it's summertime and you haven't played in a while and you're sitting around, you're like, shit, I can't wait to
Hear it?
just be on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Just run somebody and the whole place just goes nuts. Like those are the things that you look forward to as a player. Just getting creating that. At least for me, I love just whether it's scoring a goal or running somebody over or getting in a fight. Just getting creating that energy.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. It's so cool.
I can't wait to watch you fight. That's going to be so cool. I'll be yelling. It's going to be so much fun.
It is going to be awesome. Yep.
With Hydrate, the box was sent to Arizona. You came right when it got there.
Yeah, no. So you guys sent me this obviously in the mail. Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. I've used electrolytes every day, and I gave it a go, and I just felt great. Hydrated me, and I think when you're dehydrated, I don't know if there's a worse feeling. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you're dehydrated and you're just so yeah, no, it was great. Obviously super clean, and I'm going to continue using it.
So, just had a daughter.
Yep.
I love to ask questions, new dads. So I'm a dad, Josh is a dad. What are some things that you hope to teach your daughter that have helped you, but that you hope that'll help her throughout her life?
Yeah, no, I think one of the biggest things is I want to try to give her some of the tools that maybe I didn't have
Okay.
when I was younger, you know, that being, just different ways to think and to whatever her dream is, I want her to chase it and I want her to believe in it like full knowingly that like it's achievable. So I think just trying to make sure that she knows that she can do whatever the hell she wants if she just puts the work in and she truly believes. That's something that I really want to, you know, preach to her and, you know, push on her.
Well, one thing that's really cool is you've achieved your goal, becoming a professional hockey player. I think so many parents do the disservice of preaching to our kids. You know, you can do anything, you can dream big, accomplish whatever you want, but then they see their mom or dad not doing it, right? They see them work a job they don't like. They see them stressed out all the time. So the fact that you're hoping that your daughter not only knows that, but sees you doing it, I think that's going to go a long way. Very cool.
Yeah, and I want her to know that she like, it's bang on right there, right? Like just you got to do what makes you happy, and I'm not going to push on her to be a hockey player or anything like that. I just want her to be happy and to whatever it is that she finds fun. I want her to do that.
Cool.
So
I love that.
I mean, obviously, there's a couple different things like OnlyFans and stuff like that. Like, nah.
I was just thinking, like anything.
Whoa.
We do have limits. We have boundaries.
Yeah, there are boundaries. Don't worry. But
steer in the right direction. A little bit.
Steer in the right direction. and it, you know, my wife's, you know, she's from Europe and their culture is a little bit different and so I think me and my wife have a good balance. So I think it's gonna be interesting, but
it's awesome.
I'm excited.
How is it
for
different?
Well,
they don't put ice in their water. I know that.
Yeah, they don't. They don't drink a lot of water either. Yeah. My father-in-law, he drinks his beer. Beer and wine. Wine for my mother-in-law's wine, but
it's for the antioxidant effect in the wine.
Yeah. They're just their perspective. They're so grateful for everything. Like my father and mother-in-law grew up in communism, so they grew up basically they weren't able to leave the country. Like they were just stuck and everybody was getting, you know, eating the same thing and experiencing the same thing. There was no freedom, right? So now that they have freedom, it's not communist there anymore. You just see how grateful they are for every new experience they have, for their family values are so strong. So I really want to make sure that, not to say that my family values aren't strong, but I just don't think they're as strong as what they have over there. I think it's just, it's pretty cool. So cool. I'm happy that she's gonna get that from her mom.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Well, you've got that driven, that intense factor from you, right? Chase those goals, achieve your goals. Then you've got the gratitude side as well. I'm not saying you're not, grateful, but having the best of both worlds, I guess you could put.
Yeah, it's just a
awesome.
different perspective. And so it's cool that she's gonna get kind of both of those.
Absolutely. Very cool.
Hey, bro. So you work out a lot, obviously. You've been on skates since you were 3 years old. How are your quads?
Well, they're ripping through his jeans. So.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking at them.
Pants are tough, man. That's a problem. So these, like, I can't wear jeans unless they're stretchy. So shout out Paige, thank you.
Are those Paige pants?
I don't even think they are. I don't know what they are, but I wear a lot of Paige pants.
Paige, they're dope.
Yeah, I mean, if you know some other good stretchy jean companies, send them my way, because I can't go into a normal store and just put pants on and leave. It's impossible.
You're supposed to pay before
that's my dream.
What's that?
You're supposed to pay before you leave. I don't think you can do that at any store, actually.
Yeah, I mean, well,
put some pants on and
just walk out.
I can't do it.
My dad's a funny story. My dad, this is what we would do. When he ever bought a new pair of shoes, before he walked into the shoe store, he would take his old shoes off, throw them in the garbage, and then walk into the store. So it would force him to have to buy a pair of shoes and leave with a pair of shoes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Burn the boat. Yeah. And there's
I
no
might
exit.
have to start taking my pants off and walking into the store and making sure I find a pair of jeans that fit.
Smart man.
So is it just being on the ice, building the quads, or do you do specific exercises?
Maybe like the abductor
targeted?
and then the adductor.
Uh-huh.
Type the inner thighs and the outer thighs.
It's all ass butt. It's all butt.
You can say ass on the
all
podcast.
ass.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, you are in Utah. How dare you?
Yeah, quads, butt, like just anywhere. Core is a big part of it too. So I would say like from here down, super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We work full body, but I would say majority of what we do is from there down, and then a lot of explosive stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Canada and America? What do you think? What is your perspective about the people?
Canada's not too different than the U.S. in terms of you go state to state in the U.S. and it's different, right? Like every state in the U.S. I find has its own thing and is a little different. People are a little different. Talk a little different too, right? Canada's kind of the same thing. Like where I'm from in Canada, it's a very laid back, relaxed place. Like it's just super chill. And then I find, you get to Quebec, it's a French province. So it's very, it feels like Europe almost. It's very European, the culture there. And then you work your way to Toronto, Ontario, or just even the suburbs of Toronto, and it's a very busy, fast-paced life, different. And then next thing you know, you're in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and Alberta, and it's a lot of farmland, and it's sort of that type of place, also very laid back. And then you get to the West Coast and Vancouver, and pretty fast-paced life there too, I find. I haven't lived in those places, so it's kind of hard to know, but yeah, it's kind of like just every place is a little bit different. So it's there's some similarities. I don't think it's that different, the U.S. and Canada. But everybody says Canadian people are the nicest people in the world. I find I hear that all the time, and yeah, I think people are nice there, but we also have people that aren't nice too, So, I've been fortunate. I've lived in Arizona and Hershey and Denver, Colorado there for a year, and I find people are super nice here. So there's a lot of I guess, I don't know,
Stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all so nice. But Tuna is here to tell you we can be spicy. All right?
Spicy.
When it's just all not just peaches and roses over here.
What about a difference in hockey? Did you notice a difference playing up in Canada compared to down here in the United States?
Well, I mean, we have teams. I would say that the fan bases in Canada probably know more about the game than the fan bases in the U.S. Just because hockey is kind of like football or basketball up there, and but that's what's kind of great about the U.S. is like everybody's kind of just getting into it now and learning about it, and everybody's got questions, and it's kind of cool I'm excited to bring that here, right, and build that culture here, that hockey culture here in Salt Lake.
It's about time for Utah to have an NHL team.
Oh yeah.
We had the Olympics. We're holding the 2034 Olympics, and every kid wanted to play hockey, and they couldn't when the Mighty Ducks came out. Everybody wanted to be a hockey star,
The movie.
Yeah. We all did. So I got rollerblades. You got the net. You're you're playing with the ball and the stick, but you're not on the ice, you know? So it's exciting.
Growing up around here, we didn't have really the opportunity. Hockey wasn't played in the schools. Like,
that's crazy to me because it's a winter sports town. And hockey is a winter sport. So
Absolutely.
It belongs here, and I can't wait to kind of, like I said, build that culture. And I hope more ranks get built, and I hope more kids come and watch and like, oh, I want to be a hockey player. You know, mom, dad, I want to be a hockey player. So that's what it's all about, and it'll be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Can people watch you guys practice?
I believe so, yeah.
Is it open to the public, I guess?
I don't know. It changes team to team how they do that. I know there's open practices, so there'll be practices throughout the season where fans are allowed to come and watch. And I'm assuming that they will do that here, especially with it being a new team and things like that. They're going to try to get as many people as possible to things like that. So I'm assuming that will be a thing. And I'll let you know if it is.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah,
sounds good.
We'll get you to games too, but I'll let you guys know if you want to come watch us
Absolutely.
practice. Yeah.
All right, dope, bro.
Now when I bring my boys, I can say, I know that guy. That guy right there, he's my buddy. They're gonna
the guy
think I'm
ripping
super
the
cool.
guy's face off? Yeah, that's my buddy.
That's the one. No, it's gonna be fun. We're excited for the season. Excited to watch you guys. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we're so stoked to have you. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been great.
Where can people find you? Follow you?
So you can follow me on Instagram, official Big Tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
official.
And then I know Twitter or on X, Twitter. I know on X is official Big Tuna. So
What's your OF
give me a
account?
follow.
Grinder account?
I don't got any of those yet, but
Josh has been looking for you for a while in there.
I've been gone a long time. I don't know. I might venture in there. Okay, Big Tuna, a.k.a. Spicy Tuna. What a fun time we had with you. Thank you so much for coming. We're so stoked to see what happens next with the NHL team. And I know Todd is super excited to see you rip somebody's helmet off and start punching them. Thank you so much, brother. That concludes our No Bullshit, Just BullFit podcast with Liam O'Brien.